Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening. Okay. So I'm getting my voice back. Just hold on. Where it is coming from. Yeah. Okay. So I hope everyone can see my screen. Yes, guys, please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
sir. Visible, sir.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
it's visible, sir.
Okay, so this is like a new live program which we are starting, which is a combination of OSPF, BGP, and MPLS. Okay, MPLS. So many of you have joined from an RC. Okay, but this is, I consider this is a different or separate module. Okay, so those who wish to join, so this is what we cover into OSPF, BGP, MPLS, because in an RC, if you check the CCNP and RC, we do not have MPLS. Okay, but but yes, we are going to cover that. Okay, so when it comes to the three section, so OSPF, BGP, MPLS, so we are going to cover the L3 VPN. Okay, so L3 VPN is basically, in short, yeah, MPLS L3 VPN is also widely used. Yes, okay, just, but yeah, now I can see. Okay, so OSPF, BGP, and MPLS layer 3. So what we are going to learn in OSPF? So we will start with very basic. Like today, we are going to start the first class of OSPF. OSPF overview. We will understand about the network statement, interface mode. So we can configure OSPF with multiple methods. One is network mode, one is interface mode. And we will also understand what is the use of passive interface. Okay, then we will see what is the metric, how to calculate the OSPF metric. Then we will see the DR/BDR election of OSPF. We will see the hello parameters of OSPF, and then we are going to learn the OSPF states, OSPF cost. And once we learn this, we will cover a lot of interview question from these topics. Okay, maybe we will take because OSPF is mostly asked interview topic, you can say OSPF, BGP. So when you go for any good interview, so definitely they are going to ask a lot of interview. Okay, so when it comes to the OSPF LSA, so many people will ask you about router LSA, what is network LSA, summary LSA, external LSA, and even the type 4 LSA. So we are going to learn these LSAs and even the type 7 LSA, which is called NSSA. Okay, so my voice is clear, right, guys? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Very clear.
Okay, thank you. So we will also learn when it comes to CCNA, because if you check the latest CCNA syllabus, they do not have multi-area topic. Okay, so but yes, so we do cover in CCNA. So but we will go and elaborate and see how to configure multi-area. So we will see how to configure multi-area. We will see how to use the summarization, MD5 authentication, clear text authentication. And then the main important topic of OSPF is stub areas. Okay, like what is stub, what is totally stub, what is NSSA, what is a totally NSSA, and some more important topics like virtual link, like how to configure. Suppose I'm sure, guys, you have learned this in CCNA that you cannot connect area 1 with area 2 without area 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but in when it comes to virtual link, it will help you to configure area 1 with area 2 also. So this is a exception where which we are going to learn. We will also learn the new like we will see 1 or 2 classes of like OSPF with BFD also. Like BFD is a bidirectional forwarding detection, and this is when it comes to an RC, this is not part of an RC. Okay, so some topics like redistributing, static routes, CAGRP, connected and all. Because if you check CCNP and RC, Okay, because I am more focused on the technology side. Okay, but if you check the content of an RC, okay, when it goes to the this module and yeah, so if you see the OSPF and all these topics, yeah. So right now you can see here, like in OSPF, we know how to configure OSPF and OSPF version 2, redistribution, some directly. So I think I need to show you the exam topics. Yeah, so this is better one. Okay, so now if you see the layer 3 technologies in an RC, so like OSPF here, you can see OSPF. Okay, and this is BGP. Okay, this is according to an RC. But if you see here, like there are area types, router types, backbone, NSSA, all these topics. But there are few other topics which I have added here. Okay. So this is how it looks like. But majorly in my NRC or in this module, we are going to focus on OSPF BGP. So because BGP is very, very less here. So you can see excluding route reflector configurations and this dynamic peer. Okay. So you can see here some more things also, but we are going to cover the route reflector configurations also. So here you'll see MPLS, but in MPLS, you do not have the configuration. Because if you see here only the describe of MPLS layer 3 VPN, but if you check this content which we extra added, okay, so once you learn OSPF and these are the BGP topics, okay, so these will give you the BGP overview, what we have to learn in BGP and all. And this IBGP configuration, route reflector I have added. I have added the uh, EAG filtering process of BGP, like how to filter the BGP traffic and all. So you will learn about the complete BGP over here. Okay, the BGP attributes, BGP local preference, BGP MED, weight, AS path. Okay, all the communities. And then in the MPLS, we will learn the configurations also. You can see we will learn the VRF, MPLS L3 VPN, what is RD value, what is RT value, and MPLS with OSPF configuration we will do. Okay, so this is all going to be, but if you check the RC content, there is no configuration of MPLS. Okay, there is no RD value or maybe RT value. So these things are not covered. Okay, so in when it comes to the NRC, but those who are joining my NRC or OSPF BGP MPLS, so we are going to tweak the syllabus, but we are going to add a lot of extra topics which will help you in industry. Are you getting now? Because if you learn MPLS by at least L3 VPN, okay, you will get to know about how MPLS works. So, but yes, when it comes to OSPF BGP MPLS, so there are few other topics. Okay, so very small topics which I keep giving some topic videos, or maybe we will be going to cover the live also. But yes, my main focus is OSPF BGP MPLS. Okay, and after that, once we cover this, so those who joining OSPF BGP MPLS, they will get help on understanding this topic also, which is the DMVPN. So DMVPN, like a lot of many companies are using DMVPN. DMVPN is like connecting their multiple locations together. So what is DMVPN? Like one location will be your head office and rest all your branch offices will be connected. And this technology is called DMVPN. Okay, so now DMVPN is getting replaced by SD-WAN. I'm sure you know about little bit of SD-WAN. So DMVPN and SD-WAN are actually the similar kind of things. You can say both are used to connect the locations with each other. Because MPLS, so what is the, both are VPNs. Okay. So let me give you basic idea on VPNs. So somebody was asking about a VPN. So suppose you have Delhi location, okay, and you have Mumbai location. So when you want to connect these two locations over the public internet, okay, so over the public internet, this type of VPN is called site to site VPN. Okay, site to site VPN. So when it comes to the internet, when you have one head office, and you want to connect multiple locations together, okay, like branch, like that. So if you have multiple branches, so if you use site to site VPN, what will happen? You need to create a tunnel between these two routers, between this also, between this also, between this also. You need to create a lot of tunnels if you use this site to site VPN tunnel, because this is one to one. Okay. But when it comes to Dmvpn, this is like one to many. So one head office and multiple branches, you will create, these branches will only create tunnel with the head office. Okay, so this technology is called Dmvpn. Both Dmvpn or site to site VPN, they are used to connect your locations with each other over the internet.
So that tunnel will go from different ISPs or single ISP?
You can use the different ISPs also.
So how can they know each other that is tunnel, that route?
You just need, suppose you have Delhi office, you will use a WAN connection. Public IP is 191.1.1.1. And in Mumbai, maybe a different ISP is giving you 200.1.1.1. So just you need two public IPs, then you can connect your site to site or Dmvpn, anything.
ISPs.
Yeah, you can have different ISPs also. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Just you need public IPs.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is a secure connection.
By
DMV
ISPs.
Yeah, you can use single or anything. So Dmvpn or the site to site VPN, both, even site to site or IPsec is also you can see it's a technology where you can use into the site to site VPN and also into this Dmvpn. So there are multiple site to site VPNs available. Okay. But yes, when it comes to, these are all public VPN. You can say these are called VPNs, which are used for connecting your locations with each other. But this is on the public WAN. But when it comes to your private WAN, so you are going to connect all. Private WAN is basically a service which is provided by ISP, like MPLS. So in this, you will not connect with internet. You will ask ISP, hey ISP, can you connect my Delhi office with Mumbai? So when ISP is going to connect your Delhi office with Mumbai, so this type of technology or this type of VPNs are ISP VPNs, and very major or important technology is MPLS. So MPLS is a technology. So layer 3, L3 VPN is the VPN which is used to connect two locations with each other. Clear? Yes.
For two location, L3 VPN, and multi-location, that is
Multi, not two locations. So any in MPLS you can connect your 100 of locations also.
that is L3 VPN, and L2
Yeah.
VPN point to point.
L2 VPN is similar to MPLS, which is called VPLS. Okay. Or this is also called L2 VPN. There is a small difference. But in this case, when you give IP here, suppose you got ISP, you need to do routing between ISP and service provider. Okay. Means you need to share your routes to ISP router, and this ISP router will share routes with another ISP router in that area. Suppose this is a Delhi. So you will share your routes with the Airtel Delhi router, and this Airtel Delhi router will send routes to Airtel Mumbai router, and this Mumbai router will share the routes to your second location or branch office. Got it? So here what you are doing, routing. Yes? Hello?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So, but in the case of VPLS, the similar structure you will have, but ISP will become like a switch for you, like layer 2 switch. So when, tell me, if you have two routers or two computers, what you can do, you can have the same IP, right? You can put here 192.1.1.1. You can have 192.1.1.1.2. So you are not using routing. So this L2 VPN is actually helping you to connect your locations like directly connected. Are you getting now?
Like frame relay, sir.
Yeah, kind of. Yes, you can say that. It's a very old technology, but frame relay, kind of, you can say that. But this is a different technology. This is L2 VPN, VPLS. This is purely ISP technology.
Okay.
Sir, what is PPWS?
PPWS. That I have to check. This term is used?
Virtual Private WAN Service.
I don't know what you are asking. VPWS, okay, you are asking.
VPW.
Okay, I thought it's okay. It's a virtual, the same technology which I just discussed, L2 VPN. Okay, it's like a part of IP. So you can see the customer routers are connecting their locations with each other. That's like you can say this is like L3 or L2. But when it comes to MPLS versus like VPLS, okay, so you can see MPLS in this, you have a lot of routers, you need to do routing, but in the VPLS connectivity, the router will work, all ISP will work like a switch for you. Okay. So the best benefit of VPLS, okay, the best benefit of VPLS is that virtual private LAN service. Okay, VPLS stand for virtual private LAN service. So means you are connecting your locations like a LAN network. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So I think I do remember VPLS.
So which one is sir? So which one is more secure, VPLS or MPLS?
See, I think both are good. It's not like which is secure. It totally depends what kind of service you want.
Okay.
If you want directly connectivity, suppose you want to connect some applications, or maybe you need but I have seen the bigger organizations are using this technology like L3 VPN and L2 VPN combination of both.
Achha.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
W3 service.
Yeah.
PWE3.
PW3.
PWE3.
Yeah, that's called pseudo wire, na? 2G, 3G connections, like all telecom thing.
Sir, can you explain pseudo wire? What is exactly it is?
Yeah, pseudo wire is basically like when you create 2G or 3G connections, like. Okay, so there this term is used, pseudo wire. Okay, any connection between two endpoints, you can call that pseudo wire. Okay, like when you check pseudo wire, or maybe like I used to, like there is a thing which is called like any connection, whether it is pseudo wire, MPLS and all. So any connection, okay, can you see that pseudo wire? So
Yes,
basically
sir.
pseudo wire, when you have the tunnel and where there is a one primary connection, there is a secondary link. So the both connections or the both connectivity is called pseudo wire. In one pseudo wire, you have maybe one or two more connections. Okay, the path between two endpoints is called pseudo wire. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
What is the CVPN?
अब तुम सारे ही पूछ लो.
नहीं sir, आप पढ़ाओ.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
as I asked about a VPN, in my case, we are not using router, sir, and we are using unmanageable switch for our controller. So how can I configure a VPN, sir?
So you are not using
A router, because जो PLC में router use नहीं करते, sir.
So which technology you guys are using? VPLS or MPLS? What kind of?
ये सब कुछ भी यूज नहीं हो रहा सर एक्चुअली. वो पीएलसी का कैसा है, वो डायरेक्ट वो रिमोट इनपुट आउटपुट कनेक्शन करने के लिए वी आर यूजिंग ईथरनेट प्रोटोकॉल.
But you are taking help from ISP or not?
नहीं सर, आईएसपी का नहीं लेते हम लोग हेल्प.
Okay, we'll discuss later on कि क्या technology. Even I have to understand your PLC stuff.
Sir, if you have hub and spoke, then what we call this L3 VPN and L2 VPN and
So hub and spoke is just a design. It can be like wherever all your traffic will go from the hub location, and then it is going to another location. That's called hub to spoke. Technology could be anything. Okay.
Okay.
एक सेकंड देना यार मुझे. Okay, so as I told you, like E line is basically, or E tree, Like multiple connections are called lines. Okay. So let's discuss further now. Okay, so we are starting now. It's been like 10-15 minutes. So let's start the topic now. Okay, so we are starting our first topic, which is OSPF. Okay, all good?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so the topic is OSPF, and as you all know, OSPF stand for Open Shortest.
Path first.
Yeah. So Open Shortest Path First is the full form. Okay, and it is a link state protocol. Okay, link state means in the OSPF database, we are going to maintain or going to store all the link information. Okay.
Recording हो रही है?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was live also, so it was recording. Okay, so no worries. So we are starting OSPF now. So OSPF stand for Open Shortest Path First, and it's a link state protocol. And also it is an open standard. It is also used by other vendors like Juniper, Huawei, Nokia, Alcatel, any vendor. So you can exchange the information between different vendors, right? So at a high level, OSPF operation consists of three main elements. So first, router will do neighbor discovery. Then it will do the sharing of information with each other. And when we have a lot of information, then router is going to do the best path calculation. Yes. So this is the work of OSPF. First, we will create the neighborship. So once we have neighborship, we will share information with each other, right? And then what we will do, we will do best path calculation, correct? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And OSPF utilizes, so when it comes to OSPF, OSPF uses one algorithm which is called
The express algorithm.
Yeah, OSPF uses SPF algorithm, which is shortest path first, or it is also known as the Dijkstra algorithm. Yeah, mic off, please, guys. SD Pandey. यार मैं ना थोड़ा म्यूट करता हूँ तुम्हें 10 मिनट के लिए. So I'll unmute you after 10 minutes, okay? Because I'm not able to cover them. So when it comes to OSPF, OSPF supports a lot of different network types, different technologies. Okay, OSPF also widely used by IPv4, IPv6, and OSPF is also used in different IPv4 and IPv6 environment also. So it means OSPF can be used for any IP protocol, like either it is IPv4 or IPv6. Okay, so this is what the content looks like. And when it comes to the OSPF features, okay, so the main OSPF is developed by IETF. When you check the history of OSPF, so OSPF is developed by Internet Engineering Task Force. Okay, because there was a problem in distance vector protocol, because the distance vector protocol kaun se hai? So the distance vector protocols are distance vector are like RIP, okay, like IGRP. So when OSPF made, so before that there was two protocol, RIP and IGRP. So the problem with these two protocol, they used to send the complete routing table. तो ये routing table पूरा भेज देते थे. Okay, so RIP IGRP was sending a big routing table information. That was actually a problem. So this is the main reason OSPF is widely deployed in enterprise network. In fact, it is an open standard. It's not a Cisco proprietary. So if you ask me which companies companies are using which type of routing protocol, which is more popular. So OSPF is widely popular with a lot of enterprise networks, and even a lot of service providers are also using. And if you learn OSPF, you will be able to understand another protocol, which is ISIS. Okay. So when OSPF made, so OSPF made 3-4 times, it gets revised. So if you check the OSPF history, okay, let me add here history. Okay, so first the version 1 came. Okay, तो सबसे पहले पहला version आया, version 1. So if you want to read about RFC, so you can just Google it, RFC 1131. This is like a research paper of OSPF. Okay. So if I Google it, RFC 1131, this is the first OSPF which made. Okay, but it is only available, you can see post something like that. So this is 1131 after that. So you can see these are called research papers. Okay. So the current version that is used by OSPF, it's called version 2, which is deployed in Cisco routers and all. And the research paper of OSPF version 2 is RFC 1247 and 2328. तो आप दोनों RFC को कभी-कभी, like just if you get a time, just get an overview what is inside the research paper to get more understanding. And this RFC 5340 is being used for IPv6 OSPF, which is called version 3. Okay, so nobody will ask you OSPF or RFC numbers. Okay, but yes, whenever somebody asks in an interview, okay, and you can just show your knowledge, because the interview is all about showing off, right? When you show off your knowledge that yes, I know this stuff and all, but yes, relevant to the question what they ask. But yes, you can check about that hello protocol, DR. Okay, so when you read this, you will actually understand why it is developed. Okay, how it works, because many students they get confusion why this virtual link is there. Okay, or maybe they have a problem that why we have ABR, why the OSPF is not a very simple protocol, why we have area border routers. Okay, so in the research papers you will able to understand. Okay, so this is a very big page. If you get a basic good understanding, then you will be able to understand. And once you learn this OSPF in my class, you will be easily able to read the research papers also. But yes, we do not have time to read the research papers here in live class. Okay, so now OSPF offer a large level of scalability and faster convergence. Okay, so when it comes to the points, I will write the points here. So OSPF offer a large level of scalability, means you can keep adding the routers. There is no limit in OSPF. You can add unlimited number of routers in OSPF. तो इसका कोई लिमिट नहीं है. You can add a lot, like unlimited routers. But the problem by adding a lot of number of router, there is a problem in OSPF called Lsa flooding, which I will explain. So despite it is a relatively simple configuration, okay, so OSPF is used in bigger companies. Okay, and yes, definitely OSPF is a most widely used protocol in any industry. So if you learn OSPF in detail, there is high chance for you to clear the interviews, because even if you check the jobs on Naukri, or maybe if you check the jobs on LinkedIn, so even you search this term like OSPF, you will get thousands of jobs available, because this is like just by searching OSPF, you can see 25,000 jobs available. And when it comes to the packages, you can see OSPF is being asked into any package between 50 to 75 lakhs also. Okay, it's a very big packages. Even I was on maximum also 30 to 35 range, but you can see a big high salaries are there. Okay, the mostly when it comes to the top level OSPF knowledge, so these categories which I think more popular 10 to 15 or 15 to 25. Okay, so even you go and check OSPF go to the jobs in the LinkedIn, and whenever you can search here about OSPF, and you can see OSPF is almost asked for any company. Okay, you can check Dell, you can check IBM, even the Apple also. You can see the Apple is also hiring the retail network engineer. Okay, they are also asking TCP, IPv4, OSPF, and BGP. This is the most important thing being asked for any network engineer. So you can see here there is no switching here. So nobody is asking HSRP, VRRP, GLBP stuff. But here, what they are asking, you should be good in OSPF BGP stuff, and you should be good in firewall. This is why we made that module, which is called network specialist module. Combo jo hota hai. Okay, so you can check any profile. You can go to the Oracle. You can see what is being asked. So when it comes to the routing protocol, only two protocols are mainly used in industry. That's it. That's OSPF and BGP. तो अगर आपने ये दो भी पढ़ लिए ना, you will be definitely, you can enter the ISP world. Okay, or any company which deals with the very big connections or with the related to telecom. So this is where MPLS BGP OSPF, and this is our batch name, OSPF BGP MPLS. Okay, so this is why we are learning this. So, and when it comes to OSPF, so as I told you, OSPF is used by bigger organizations. So there are a lot of features in OSPF. Okay, so why OSPF is popular? Why many companies are using this? Okay, so anybody, guys, anyone, just one by one, do not make. Can anybody say why? What are the features of OSPF?
It is open standard, so only widely used, sir.
Yeah, open standard. Anyone else?
Highly scalable.
Sir, exchange the routing information automatically.
Yes, good.
Sir, is communicate with different vendor routers.
Yeah, multi-vendor support.
Unlimited.
Yeah, different vendor, multi-vendor.
Sir, it is highly scalable.
Yes, correct.
The unlimited hub counts.
Yes, yes. So the key
Support-
features, yeah, you
support
can
will
add
assemble.
as many. Yeah, so the main key features are here. So the first key feature, you can add as many things, but these are the more important. Let me mute you all again for some time. Guys, can you mute yourself? Okay. So the key features of OSPF protocol are, it's a link state routing protocol, and it's a very good thing. You will understand what's the difference. So open standard, like it's a open standard, means any company can use OSPF. Juniper can use, even Cisco can use. Okay. So what we can see here, like Cisco and Juniper OSPF. So when you learn the Cisco OSPF and when you check the Juniper document, okay, so how do I configure OSPF between a Juniper router? So you can see like inside there are few labs of Juniper, and once you are good at Cisco, because I worked with Juniper networks. When I joined Juniper networks, it was very difficult for me. I thought it was very difficult for me to cope up with the Juniper devices. But if your concepts are clear, okay, so you will be easily able to understand the Juniper things also. Okay, so just you need some basic understanding, okay, about Juniper, and you will be able to configure the OSPF stuff. Okay, so these are some commands like from where we can configure OSPF. Okay, you can anywhere check about Cisco and Juniper routers, point to multi-point lab. So there are many websites which will help you to configure this. Okay, so this is how we configure the Juniper router. So when you access your lab, okay, I'm sure you guys got your lab access. So once you log in into your lab, okay, so what we have done, like if you go to any section, maybe just hold on. Like you need to see the routing part maybe. Somewhere I remember in some lab, I don't remember, but in some lab we have added the Juniper router also. If you want to test the stuff, like you want to configure the Juniper stuff or Juniper router, you can configure that. Okay. So I will create a lab here if you do not have get it. So maybe I can see here OSPF, Cisco, and Juniper. Okay. So yes, but first, because this is a Cisco class, I would recommend you to choose the Cisco devices like for lab. But yes, we have added the Juniper routers. So I can add a Juniper router and I can add a Cisco router so that you guys can practice a little bit for this. Okay. So एक मैं यहाँ lab बना ही देता हूँ, so that when you configure OSPF, try to configure OSPF between these two routers. Okay. So now this is your research area, how you will do that. Okay. So I have added into your lab. So just you need to enable the Juniper device. Okay. The same way you enable the Cisco router. So you have to give IP and start doing the basic configuration in the Juniper and the Cisco. So because I do not want you to restrict yourself learning other technologies, because when it comes to right now, we all learning CCNP just because it's popular and it's widely used. The Cisco devices are widely used. Okay, if you want, I can add a MikroTik router also. This is another thing. So you can create a connection between Cisco router and the MikroTik router. So this lab will help you to understand 3 vendor. So just imagine how much value you will be going to get when you are going to add into your resume that I know Cisco. Okay, so you will write Cisco iOS, you will write Junos, you will write a MikroTik router ka jo iOS hai, I think. So this is what you are going to add into your resume. Okay, so when anybody think that you know some multi-vendor, and it's very easy because if you know the basic OSPF, okay, so when you learn about the basic OSPF, you can check MikroTik. And I do remember, I'm sure, like if you guys want, I have taken one Hindi class, it was not English, but I do remember I have taken one class a long time back, maybe just 1 year back. I have taken a class on MikroTik OSPF configuration. Even that was my first day to configure the MikroTik router, but we have done that. Okay, so yeah, so yes, I can see here. You can see MikroTik OSPF. Okay, it was around like last year I have covered. So and this video I can upload if you want. Okay, which will help you to configure the MikroTik router and MikroTik. So these routers someday. So it's not being used by very big companies, but yes, it's always good to add the new technologies and new things into your resume. As I told you, your resume tells about you and what you know. And I'm sure if you search even Junos or Juniper, a lot of many companies or even the MikroTik is being asked by many vendors. Okay. So not very big companies, but there are many companies which are asking MikroTik and all also. तो शायद वो job बहुत easily आपको मिल जाए because you know some basic of MikroTik. And this lab I have created. Okay, so you guys can check. If you do not get this, just ask my team. Okay, I need this lab. मैंने क्या नाम रखा है? So I think I have written Juniper something. Okay, remember Cisco, OSPF, Cisco, and Juniper. This was the lab. So let's come back to the topic. Okay. So scalability. So right now, why I'm telling you what is open standard? Because if I give you the point, it's open standard, you will not able to you will cram. तो अभी मैं आपको बोलूं ना ओपन स्टैंडर्ड है तो आप रट्टा मार के बैठ जाओगे. But now I have given you overview, and now when it comes to interview, so you can explain, sir, I have done a lab of where I have added a Cisco router, Juniper, and MikroTik. I have configured as like OSPF lab. So try to explore your knowledge into different verticals. So scalability and faster convergence. Okay. So scalability and faster convergence, like you can add as many routers. If your company have 100 branches, and if you want to improve or increase by 150, so OSPF will make your life easy. And what is convergence? Suppose if one primary link goes down, how much time the router takes to forward the traffic to another link? तो अगर मेरा एक रास्ता डाउन हो गया तो कितना टाइम लगेगा दूसरे रास्ते पे शिफ्ट होने को? Okay, so that's called faster convergence. So what is independent transport? What does it mean? Can anybody explain me what is independent transport? I will give you something if anybody explain me this.
That is Rishi. It means it also support Apple Talks, like something that.
No, OSPF does not support Apple Talk.
Okay, independent transport means it support multicast, UDP, TCP.
No, your time is over. Okay, so नहीं तो Google कर लेगा कोई.
Sir, like ERGRP, it was using like ERGRP using its own.
Yeah, time हो गया अब खत्म. अगली बार. So OSPF works on top of. Actually, I thought to gift you guys BMW, but you have not replied correctly. Sorry, this time.
Lol.
So OSPF. So that BMW which comes for $50. Okay, so OSPF works on top of IP. Okay, so OSPF, what is independent transport? Because OSPF works directly on IP, not on TCP, not on UDP. Okay, so OSPF directly works under IP protocol. This is called independent transport. So OSPF will directly go with the IP, just it needs IP header, and then we will forward the traffic. OSPF does not need TCP or UDP. So efficient use of updates means we will have a lot of packets and which we are going to understand. So what is VLSM support, guys? How OSPF support subnetting? VLSM is subnetting, right? Subnetted route.
Yeah.
So how OSPF support VLSM or any protocol? How any protocol support VLSM? Like
You mean
if
slash values?
So in case of discontiguous networks, it will allow us to put the subnet masks and do the routing.
If the protocol is classless, then it can support the VLSM.
Yes. So basically, in simple words, whenever somebody asks you, okay, suppose many people will say this in VLSM support. Okay, OSPF support karta hai VLSM. But can anybody tell me the exact reason how it support race? Lok mic off rakho yaar. Yes, any good guy? ये गर्ल्स नहीं बोल रही हैं आज क्लास में. Yes, Rikita. What is VLSM support?
Because it send mask in its routing updates.
Yes, very good. What's your name?
Rahul Gupta.
ठीक है, good. दुआओं में याद रखूंगा.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so it carries a subnet mask information in the routing update. That's called VLSM support. Because in every book, if you read this, you will able to get the points. But when you explain the points, the problem with the interviewers, they ask the counter question on that. I'm sure you guys have faced this. Yes?
Yes, sir.
If you say OSPF support VLSM, the interviewer will say, how? So whenever you say anything in interview, you need to be prepared for the second how question also. And I'm sure if you use this trick, if you say the same thing, what you know, the second point on that counter thing, you will be able to clear 7 interviews out of 10 for sure. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Suppose if somebody asks you, okay, OSPF uses IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, that's definitely everyone knows. So now you explain. Now after that, OSPF, you say OSPF is widely used. And in interview, you say OSPF is widely used, but the interviewer says how or why. How or why? Please prepare for that. So can anybody tell me why OSPF is used in enterprise networks?
Scalability, sir. And
First, it's not proprietary.
Because
it is open standard.
Yes, it is widely used in enterprise because right now, maybe you have a branch in India, you are using a Cisco router. Maybe you have a branch in maybe another city. So maybe there you are actually, or maybe you connect with some data center where you need maybe Nokia router or maybe the another company router, right? So the first reason.
Right now, EIGRP is also not also open.
But still,
standard.
it is not getting deployed in any router.
Yeah.
Okay, so now tell me, when it comes to the enterprise, there is a device called firewall. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there is a configuration. You can create a OSPF configuration between like a router and Palo Alto also. It means we can run OSPF inside the Palo Alto. Are you getting now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So if we can configure Palo Alto with OSPF, so are you able to relate now? Like if we have a router or maybe a multi-layer switch, we can share my routes with the Palo Alto also. Are you getting now why OSPF is being deployed into enterprise networks now?
Yes, sir.
You can give this answer in interview.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
तो आप बोल सकते हो ना कि भाई हम OSPF को इसलिए ज्यादा प्रेफर करेंगे. We will use OSPF because it supports multi-vendor devices like firewalls also. So you can use a FortiGate also with the FortiGate, because FortiGate is a very common device, right? Means in India, many companies are using this firewall. It's not a very costly device. That's the reason. But if you configure the FortiGate with Cisco, you can easily able to configure the FortiGate with the firewall. So you can see we go to this FortiGate firewall, okay, and just you do some basic stuff, okay. So this
Sir,
FortiGate is
also
a
we can say that the OSPF also handles a lot of routes. That's why we are using.
see, like EAGRP can handle a lot of routes also. It's not a problem. But the problem is the main EAGRP is better protocol. Trust me, because EAGRP is more faster and EAGRP has a lot of functionality. It's a dual algorithm, but still OSPF is widely used because it supports this called multi-vendor.
It support
तो
also.
अगर आपने FortiGate firewall लगा दिया कंपनी में, okay, and if you want to share the routes with the Cisco routers, so what you will use? You will use OSPF. I have never seen this type of discussion anywhere. Have you seen that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So now you are able to relate.
Yes, sir. What do you mean by firewall is sharing route with the router? Because firewall is working on a different platform. It is filtering the packet.
No. Amit, actually, it will only filter the packet when it has the routes, right?
Yeah.
तो अगर रूट ही नहीं होंगे तो फिल्टर किसको करोगे?
Routing and policies are must.
Right? So firewall को सारे routes चाहिए होते हैं. When you will learn firewall, so I would recommend you all to learn any firewall. So you can choose any of the Palo Alto, FortiGate. We have 5-6 type of firewall in networkings. So you can use any one. Okay. तो कोई भी firewall choose करो और पढ़ो उसको, so that because right now your OSPF topic is going on, and when so recently we started suppose FortiGate, but if you check our FortiGate, suppose if you do NSC4, okay, so NSC4 क्या है, like this is like a course, or you can say this is what we cover. So when you check this description for NSC, you will come to know in NSC4 also you configure the OSPF and all those stuff. तो आपको इधर भी routing करना पड़ता है. Okay, you can check some tutorials or demos, you will able to relate, because when you try to learn multiple technologies, then you try to relate the topics with each other. Okay, so now the manual route summarization. What is manual route summarization? Like manual route summarization, like you can club a lot of routes together, right? So if you want to send a lot of routes, what you will do? You will do manual summarization. So we'll discuss about manual summarization. It's like super netting. So what is subnetting? Divide a big block of network into smaller parts. But if you want to share a lot of routes, चलो तुमसे एक interview question पूछता हूँ. Okay, tell me. I don't know, like I'm sure many of you guys able to do it because we covered recently. So now suppose, so all of you guys know private IP is free, yes? Yes, guys. What do you think? Private IP is free or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir, it's free.
Okay. Suppose we have a router here, okay, which is connected to maybe MPLS, and you connected your Delhi branch with the help of MPLS to Mumbai branch. So which MPLS connectivity is provided by ISP. Okay. So now your Delhi and Mumbai branch is connected. So now tell me, in Delhi, or maybe if you are going to internet, any example you can take. So in Delhi office, you have a router or multi-layer switch. Okay. So after that, you have a lot of VLANs, maybe sales VLAN, marketing, admin, research. So when it comes to different VLANs, okay. So as you all know, first of all, my first interview kind of question is, so why every VLAN are in different subnet? Why?
For intervenal communications.
For interval purpose.
Yes. Why every VLAN is in different network? Because
Inter-VLAN communication.
क्योंकि बहुत बच्चे पूछते हैं कि सर सेम नेटवर्क में भी तो रख सकते हैं ना. We can have all the VLANs in same network, like we can use a class A and we can just create a VLAN. VLAN is used to reduce the broadcast, but I am saying, समझो मेरा क्वेश्चन सुन लो यार, पहले सुनो मेरी बात. Suppose you have a class A, so you have 4 computers here or maybe 40 computers here. So you have 20-40 computers here, you have 20-40 computers here, you have 20-40 computers, anyone, right? तो अब आपने यहाँ आपका नेटवर्क है, यहाँ है, so you have a lot of networks here, and now can't you think that I can give a 10.1.1.1 to 10.1.1.40? I can give a range from 10.1.141 to 80. I can give from 81 to 100 here. Can I use that? So tell me, if I give the same subnet or the same IPs of the same block class A, so tell me the VLAN 10 will communicate with VLAN 20?
No.
VLAN 20 will communicate
with each
But
other.
the help of L3.
No.
If you have the router stick,
I told just VLAN 10 will not communicate with the 20. VLAN 20 will not communicate with VLAN 30.
Yes,
But now in companies, we do not make VLANs because many people in CCNA, they think that we make VLANs so that we will stop talking to each other, right? So do you think in real industry, we make VLANs to stop the intercommunication? No.
No.
So we create VLANs so that we will reduce the broadcast areas. Are you getting now? Why we make areas, or why we make broadcast? We will divide the broadcast area. Suppose a sales user send a traffic, and you have 50 guys here. So this traffic will not go to other departments because it is a wastage of my bandwidth. This is why we create VLANs. We do not create VLANs just to stop communicating between sales and marketing. Right? Yes, we will get security, but this is not the only point we create VLAN. Suppose you have 4 servers, which are your tele server, and you created an account department. You want just account department to access the server, right?
Yes, sir.
But only because of this, you are not creating VLAN. Maybe this account department user or accountant wants to access internet. Okay, maybe this accountant wants to send the salary to the sales guys. So will you stop communication? No. So then there is a concept called inter-VLAN. So this inter-VLAN, in inter-VLAN, what we will do, we will communicate with different VLANs. But inter-VLAN is a process, or you can say it's simple a process of routing, right?
Right.
So now when it comes to routing, now tell me guys, if you have 3, suppose this is the router, can you have the same network or IP on the router subnets or router interfaces?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, cannot be.
Each port should be.
If they are from same class, we cannot, right? So either I will divide this into and I will do subnetting, correct?
Yes.
Then I can do that.
sir.
So this is why VLANs, all VLANs are in different networks, because when all VLANs you want to connect with inter-VLAN, and inter-VLAN is a process of routing, and routing happens between different networks, not in same networks.
Yes.
Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So because many guys also ask this, sir, private IP use करते हैं हम company में, है ना? So private IP we use in company, then why we are using this different subnet? Why we are or maybe also one more logic, when you use VLAN, okay, when you use VLANs in your company, you try to create VLANs in different similar kind of network. Means suppose you have a sales, you give 172.16.1.0/24 to sales. You give another department 16.2.0 to 24 to marketing. You give 172.16.3.0 to your research department. Okay. So why we create, first we understand we create VLAN. Second, we understand we will have different departments in different subnets, so that we will do inter-VLAN. Yes. 2 points clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the third point, if I ask you, so inter-VLAN will happen even if you change to 192 and maybe 192, 168, 2.0, 192, maybe another department. So if they are from A, B, C, or maybe different, if they are not related to any class, so is this a good idea or a bad design?
It's a bad design. Bad design, sir.
Yeah. Why it is bad? Because this Delhi branch have to send how many routes to Mumbai now?
3 routes.
3 routes.
3 routes. So one is 172, then 192, then maybe 195, whatever. So whatever routes you have, if they are not in same network, if they are not related to any class, you have to send almost 3 routes. Just imagine if you have if this Mumbai is connected to 100 more branches, every branch is sending 3. So how many routes Mumbai will get? 300.
300 routes.
But if I do some changes, whenever I make a VLAN, if I just make a VLAN by subnetting a class B network or class A network, so when I create a subnet, so what I'll do, instead of sending all 3 networks, I can send the summary of this. So I can send a summary. Instead of sending a lot of routes, I can send a summary. And now if 100 branches is sending one route, how many routes we will have?
100.
Are you getting now?
Yes, sir.
So VLAN is important, inter-VLAN is important, and also when you do subnetting or when you have private networks in your company, they should be also divided from one particular class. This is what we call the best network design. समझ आ रहा है? All good?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
good.
sir.
अरे लास्ट वाली पॉइंट जो बोला था एक बार दोबारा बता रहे
So instead of sending 3 routes, इन तीनों की जगह मैं क्या करूंगा, इनका कॉम्बो करके भेज दूंगा ना. This is called supernetting. I will send this network maybe 22. This is called summarization. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it now? EAGRP याद हो गया तुम्हें?
Yes, sir.
So it decreases the size of the routing table also.
Yes. This is why we do summarization, na?
Yes, sir.
So summarization क्यों करते हो? So when you say in interview, it is helpful in router summarization. The how question is how, what you will say? To reduce the size of
Routing table.
Not only the routing table, it will reduce the size of packet that are going to use an update. I mean,
yeah, of course.
the routing table is the kind of thing that is, I mean, because we are talking about the
yeah
link state
update. So we will not send a lot of updates.
So
yeah.
Update is the main concern, I think, because that's
no
the main
routing
thing,
table is the main one, because update will go and just we do not have to send again and again the same route, right? But in routing table, just understand your routing table in which memory, RAM. If you have 300 plus routes, any packet is coming, so all those packets are being checked into the routing table.
Yes.
Okay, so update to
that
एक बार जाएगा, 2 बार जाएगा. So yes, I can say both are good points. So but yes, mostly it is used to help to reduce the routing table.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
हाँ बोलो.
Hello.
Optimization.
Can you please repeat this?
Route summarization?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will cover this in detail. This is what we are covering. At least if somebody asks us OSPF or basic question, we can give a good impression कि हम OSPF में like we are cheetah, right? समझ आ रहा है मैं क्यों इसको डिटेल में जा रहा हूँ?
Yes, sir.
So I have a question about like OSPF. So OSPF is a protocol that was designed after the TCP introduced. I mean, the TCP, like the TCP actually, yes, the TCP introduced. I mean, because earlier instead of OSPF, we were using ISIS.
We still use this ISIS.
I mean, yes, but according to one article where I went through, so the OSPF was designed because it works on TCP/IP protocol, not on OSI architecture. It works on TCP/IP architecture, not on OSI architecture, because earlier, like the ISIS doesn't support that TCP/IP concept. I mean, the TCP/IP architecture, not the concept actually. So is it right at some point, or like that was a false statement that I have read?
No, you need to see this table then. Let me show you. Actually, it works on, just hold on. अगर इधर आ गया, just hold on. Yeah. Okay. Can you see this, Sunil?
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah. So when it comes to the OSI, because as we call this is a reference model, but earlier in the previous versions, like we have TCP and UDP. Like in the network layer, we have two protocols like TCP, UDP ki tarah. So one is called CMNS, Connection Mode Network Service, and there was Connectionless Network Service. Okay. So in this CLNS, okay, this is called Connectionless Network Service, which is like a UDP. Okay. So under this, there is another protocol, CLNP, Connectionless Network Protocol. And this is similar to IP. Right now, what we do, IPv4, IPv6, right? So before that, we have a protocol which was CLNP.
CLNP. Okay.
Okay. So connectionless network layer protocol, sorry. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So just hold on. So after that, when it comes to CLNP, as you all know, like एक और image में डालता हूँ इसके अंदर. I think let me show you. Yeah, so let me show you this stuff only. This is my ISIS notes.
Okay.
Okay, so CLNP is a OSI network layer protocol, and that carries upper layer data. And this CLNS is basically this protocol, like I told you, this is like IP. So this ISIS does not work on IP. Okay, so this ISIS works on this thing which is called CLNP. Okay, OSI protocol suit layer 3 in connectionless network protocol. ISIS uses CLNS. This one, जो अभी discuss किया, CLNS connectionless network service. And when we configure CLNS, okay, ISIS uses CLNS address to identify router and build the link state database.
Yes.
Okay. So there are different type of areas, L1 routers and all stuff that we'll see. Like if I get a time, maybe I can cover for half an hour. Okay.
That
so
would
right
be
now,
great. Thank you. Thank you, Atul.
No commitments, but
okay.
Don't come to me. Oh man, you said.
No. That would be a great thing if you are adding such things, because
yeah,
that matters actually. Two things are.
Okay. So when yes, bro.
सर एक डाउट है, नेट और समराइजेशन में क्या डिफरेंस है?
NAT is basically NAT. सुनो. So NAT is basically, when it comes to NAT, it will convert your private IP into public IP, right? Yes. So NAT किस लिए use होता है? NAT is used for internet connectivity, bro. Right? So if you have a LAN network, so tell me your private, can you go to internet with private IP?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so what will happen? This all private IPs will convert into public IP, because Google or wherever you are going, they do not understand your private IP, and the ISP block all private IP address 1918. Remember 1918? So this is a research paper. This is called address allocation for private internets. Okay. So when you read this, these are your private IPs. Yes.
Yes,
Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
these are
So private
yes, sir, yes, sir.
yeah. So private networks are blocked by ISP. Are you getting now?
Yes. Yes,
Because
sir.
ISP, if you check and if you read about this, all your private networks are blocked by all service providers. Because what happens, suppose you run some protocol and you send a lot of routes, right? Because all customer using some private IPs, maybe hundreds of universities are using 172.16, correct? 172.16,
yeah, correct.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And authentication is, what is authentication? Suppose, like, if you check why OSPF authentication is required, because if you have a branch in Delhi and if you have a branch in Mumbai, you connecting over the internet with some GRE tunnel or maybe some basic internet stuff. So just imagine if somebody try to steal the data into OSPF. Okay. So OSPF, there are a lot of OSPF attacks. Okay. So somebody try to send a lot of routes, or some computer will become a like neighbor with your router, and then it will actually send a lot of what we call a lot of spoil the database tables, right? समझ आ रहा है? तो मान लो अगर एक कंप्यूटर ने, suppose in one computer I do some penetration testing and all, and I just install some kind of software which I will make my router and understand 89 protocol number. Okay, so we can do this attacks ये OSPF वगैरह में होते हैं. Okay, you can read about OSPF attack and all, then you will understand. Okay, so now this is all basic theory, and why authentication is important to prevent the network attacks. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
So when it comes to the efficient update of updates, so when a OSPF router discover a neighbor, what we will send? How we discover a neighbor?
By sending hello packets.
Sending hello packets.
So if you want to elaborate, if I want to elaborate it more, so you can see when a OSPF router, if you do not understand this time, don't worry, I will cover. So when a OSPF router first discover a new neighbor, तो जैसे उसको नया neighbor मिलता है, so what we will do? Once we find the neighbor with the hello packet, we will send the full update of, we will send the full information in the update packet, right?
Yes.
We will send the complete update. And when we get the full update, all routers within OSPF area have the same database. This is also what you are going to understand. So if you have 10 routers in one area, all will have same database table. Yes?
Yes, right.
If you are not able to understand this, don't worry, I will cover it. Okay, so just एक चीज imagine करो, but everyone knows OSPF has areas.
Yes.
Yes. OSPF के अंदर area होते हैं guys. Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, समझो, like if you have a very big network and if you have a lot of routers in one area, suppose you have 100 routers in one area, what will happen? All 100 routers will have same database table. Correct?
Yes, sir.
समझ आ रहा है मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ?
Yes.
Yes.
Suppose if you have 500 routers in one area, how many? Vijender Rawat, mic off, please. Unnecessary mic on मत करो यार. जब कुछ बोलना हो तभी बोलो. Okay. So I was saying, like, if you have a very big network in OSPF, so if you have 100 routers in one area, you will have all 100 routers will have same database table.
Yes.
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 And yeah, and the problem, if you have a lot of big database and if any problem comes, okay, so in OSPF there is a concept called Lsa flooding. So OSPF flooding means you can take this example. ये image दिख रहा है guys? Can you see this image? ये वाला?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what happens? Suppose this is a router. If one link goes down, this router will update to all the neighbors and this update will go to all the OSPF router, and this type of problem is or thing is called Lsa
flooding.
Yes. मतलब अगर किसी एक को प्रॉब्लम होगी तो पूरे डेटाबेस में जितने भी राउटर हैं उन सबको प्रॉब्लम होगा, राइट? मींस दे विल गेट अपडेट फ्रॉम ऑल द routers because they all are in same area. But if you divide your network, and if you get any problem, or if your network is down, your update will remain here, and just this router will update to other technology like and ABRs will update like that. But normally this flooding will not go to anywhere. Okay, so that's the use case of LSA flooding. We'll see in like we'll discuss later on. ये क्या आ गया? STP चल रहा है. Okay, it was my CCNA class.
Hey, I have one question.
Yeah, bro.
Like how many routers we can add in area 0?
So there is a recommendation. There is no such limit. You can add even 100 or 1000 routers, but Cisco recommend 40 to 50 routers per area. अगर आप नेटवर्क डिजाइन पढ़ोगे ना सिस्को का, okay, so at one point of time I was trying to prepare for this exam, which is architect. So in this book, if you try to get somewhere in this architect book, you will understand. In this book, it is written that OSPF should have around 40 to 50 routers per area, because else the database size will increase and there is a problem of LSA flooding. ठीक है?
Right, sir.
If you have multiple after 50 routers, then how we can relate with OSPF, EIGR, RP, and RIP, because that is RIP is 16 hop count and unlimited hop count. So how we can relate with that if we are using a limited 50 routers, 60 routers?
See, totally depends on you. But do you think any company works without having growth in their mind?
Yes, yeah, sir.
Got your answer?
Yeah, right.
So अगर मेरी आज 50 राउटर है मेरी कंपनी के, if I have 50 routers today, so maybe my vision is to become a 100 or maybe $1 billion company. So I will not use a RIP for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Or maybe if I use EIGRP, the problem again I told you, like if I'm going to use Palo Alto, FortiGate, so these devices does not understand EIGRP. So then you have to redistribute OSPF, EIGRP stuff, which creates complexity in the network.
OSPF also complexity, because after that guidelines of Cisco 40, 50 router, if we are multiple router, we are like 500 or 1000. So that it means
this is not a limitation. This is called better network design. समझे? तो इसको हम ये complexity नहीं बोलेंगे. This is all better design, bro. Okay? अगर आप डिजाइन ही अच्छा नहीं करोगे नेटवर्क, तो आज नहीं तो कल it is going to create a problem for you company, right?
1000 राउटर को हमें जीरो नेटवर्क, जीरो एरिया से हमें अगर करना पड़े तो कर सकते हैं
ऐसा?
1000 routers
एरिया 0 से कनेक्ट करने पड़ेंगे हमें. It will be must.
एरिया 0 में भी तो 100 राउटर होंगे भाई. एरिया 0 में एक राउटर थोड़ी होगा.
Area 0 is mandatory.
Yes, area 0 is mandatory. You will have maybe 100 routers or 50, 70 routers in area 0 also.
Right.
Got it? तो उधर एक राउटर नहीं लगाओगे आप.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
तो मैं अभी अगर आपको ना थोड़ा सा डिजाइन पर्सपेक्टिव से अगर मैं पहुंच गया ना, तो वो बहुत डिटेल हो जाएगी.
सर थोड़ा सा
चल देखता हूँ क्या बताऊं. तो मैं एक आइडिया देता हूँ. ओके, सो
was asked in interview. There was one interview about this area 0 concept. That's why I asked.
Okay, तो मैं I'll add some screenshots like better OSPF design. Okay, so this is not part of our content. Best OSPF design. Okay, so when it comes Okay, just give me 2 minutes. I have to check what I have to explain because many people they do not understand in detail. तो मुझे थोड़ा बैलेंस करके देखना पड़ेगा. Okay, so now when it comes to the OSPF, okay, so as you all know, like OSPF scaling is determined by 3. जब OSPF में design करोगे ना कोई भी चीज, okay, many companies. So as a network design or as a best solution in OSPF, that you need to understand 3 things in OSPF. Okay, so these 3 things are like, first of all, like OSPF takes a lot of memory because OSPF is a CPU killer. Okay, because when you generate a lot of packets, it is going to eat up memory, it is going to eat bandwidth, it is going to use CPU. So how OSPF imposes a router, and they depends on 3 major or multiple factors. Okay, so OSPF design में क्या देखना पड़ता है हमें? So this is what. So when we design OSPF, we need to make sure about the routes. If we have a lot of prefixes means networks. तो अगर आपकी OSPF में बहुत network हो गए, if you have a lot of routes, then it is going to create a problem in the stability and the scalability factor. Okay, so the number of prefixes that OSPF carries is arguably the most important OSPF stability and therefore scalability factor, right? The second is stability of connection. You do not need or flapping links. तो कोई भी जगह OSPF वहां तो बिल्कुल भी मत चलाना जहां पे लिंक फ्लैप होते हैं, because it is going to create a lot of SPF calculations and it will eat up the CPU memory and bandwidth, which is our 3 top priorities, right? So OSPF flood, as I told you, whenever any problem occurs, OSPF flood all link state changes all routers in one area. Yes. Routers with many neighbors have the most work to do. So it means you should not design a topology where you connect maybe 40 routers with one routers. क्योंकि मैं जो LSA update भेजूंगा, so I'm going to flood my router or flood my information to my neighbor. So the routers with the more neighbors will have to do a lot of work. Yes. And the number of adjacent routers in an area. So what is adjacent? Adjacent means there is a difference between adjacent and neighbor that I will cover later on. Okay, maybe in the state packet. So OSPF is a CPU intensive algorithm. Okay, तो जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क होगा उतना ज्यादा अनस्टेबल एरिया होगा, ना? As a result, so you can see the larger and more unstable the area is, right? The number of calculation that must be performed is proportional to n log n, means if you have maybe 1000 router, this is the answer. If you have 1000 routers, your router becomes larger and more unstable area. Are you getting now?
That is why OSPF is not running through ISP, is it right?
Yes, correct. This is why we use ISS.
Okay.
The number of areas that are supported by any area. So a router must run the link state algorithm. Okay, obviously for every area. So every area ABR is in at least 2 areas. Every ABR is in at least 2 areas. One is backbone and one is adjacent. So it means एक चीज दिखाता तुम्हें. Okay, so when it comes to the OSPF design, okay, now you are able to understand more. Yes. पर क्या करे, सिस्को ने सिलेबस ही ऐसा डिवाइड किया, ये अलग ही है. दिस इज द ENLSD जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूं ना, दिस इज द ENLSD मॉड्यूल. गूगल करना ENLSD. ओके, तो क्या है ये?
NRC on LSD.
NRC on fire. So designing Cisco enterprise networks, actually. This module is also a part of CCNP enterprise. If anybody wants to go into the design parts and all. So this designing Cisco enterprise solutions. So once you have very good knowledge, okay, about OSPF, BGP, you know something about SD-WAN, you know about latest things, then you learn this topic, which is you understand how we design the EIGRP, how in company we will design the OSPF. Because as a network engineer, you will be asked to configure the things, right? Or maybe you will ask to troubleshoot, but you will not ask to design the networks. The network design will be given to the designers, which are a different position, and there are a lot of opportunities available, and it's a good profile also. It's a purely technical also. This is called network design. Okay.
So they are the upper one or like
upper one always.
Okay.
इनका salary बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, and designers are obviously on the higher side.
So I think we should to move on that one.
That totally depends on the availability. So if you check these are designer jobs, okay. So network design engineer, network architect. So architect, if you check the experience, these guys need a lot of experience. That's the only problem.
Okay.
So this comes with great power, comes with great
great responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great responsibilities comes with great power, right?
Yeah, vice versa.
Vice versa, kind of. Sorry. Okay, but you got the point, right? So if you understand the topology or the things, so try to see the big picture. Do not learn just sake for like, yes, I am going to learn NA/NP. My package is 3 lakhs. Okay, I'll go to now 7 lakhs or 6 lakhs. That's it. No. So there is no limit for the salaries. Keep learning, because these topics, whatever today you are guys are learning, this is going to help you for the whole life. Okay. And still many people think that Udemy is better. Okay, चलें. मेरा जोक नहीं समझ आया लगता किसी को. Okay.
Sir, I know.
Okay. So today hardware can support over 50 per ABR. Today hardware can support over 50 per ABR. मतलब कितने router?
50.
Nowadays, so I told you, right? 50 routers
per ABR.
ना जो आज की डेट में हार्डवेयर बन रहे हैं ना सिस्को के, so they can easily handle up to 50 routers. So this is what Cisco recommend. If you are using Cisco device, so you can have around 50 routers in one area. This is what Cisco is saying. This is a design book which is saying आजकल जो हार्डवेयर है वो 50 राउटर तक एक ABR होना चाहिए 50 राउटरों के अलावा. So we need 50 per ABR, means 50 routers with one ABR, because ABR का मतलब क्या है? What is ABR? Which connects a different area, right?
Yes, sir.
So yes, one sir. ABR will be connected to around 50 routers. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to the design, okay, so you can separate the design by like this. So you can see you have a core. Okay, like you have a core area as a backbone area 0. After that, you can design the distribution. You can also add this into area 0 or maybe area 1. Okay, then you can put the different areas. So this can be the design. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
So these three things you should be consider: OSPF scaling, memory, CPU, and bandwidth. Okay.
In distribution also area 0.
No,
can be.
Sir, if
can be design के ऊपर ना core में तुम्हारे 4 राउटर लगे हैं. Suppose you have 4 routers in core and distribution you have 20. So 30-40 routers you can have in one area, right?
Yes,
this is what we all discussed. अगर आपके core में, if you in core you have a lot of areas, then it's a problem.
Sir, if we have a very less number of routers like 20-25, then all we can connect in area 0. It is okay, no?
Yeah. So I was trying to explain you this thing which is called Lsa flooding, right? So normally क्या होता है? So whenever you design OSPF, okay, so you can see whenever a new information comes, okay, whenever a new information comes, the router will flow that information to all the routers.
Yes, sir.
Right? So the full mesh, ये क्या है ये? This is a full mesh topology. And you can see 2 routers or like with 1 link, 6 routers with 15 links. 6 router में 15 link लगे हुए हैं. Okay. So in 6 routers, we have 15 links. So it means routing information flooding is the main concern, right? If we have a problem, like if in one connection, so it will go to all the 15 links, right? तो मैं बताऊं ISIS क्यों यूज होता है ओवर OSPF?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir.
Hello.
तुम मुझे ना सर्विस प्रोवाइडर नेटवर्क में लेके जा रहे हो आज. Okay, so this is just a basic information. So ISIS provide mechanism to counter full mesh flooding, and this called mesh groups. तो ये फीचर जो है ना mesh group का सिर्फ ISIS में होता है. Okay, so this is so when you Google it about ISIS, or when you understand first ISIS, okay, so try to learn. Let's see how you learn, because when you learn and this ISIS is, I think I have not seen this in Cisco devices. Definitely it will have, but ये मैंने Juniper में ज़्यादा सुना है. Like we create OSPF mesh group or ISIS mesh, not mesh.
But sir, in OSPF, we make use of DR and BDR also, no, to overcome this mesh topology.
Yeah. Mesh is basically like how can I explain? Because you need to understand the proper thing. So it works with MPLS kind of something. So ये ISS का feature है, and maybe right now I cannot explain this, okay? Because I do not have any document or something, or even on the Google images I'm not getting something.
Like I think areas, different groups and.
हाँ, आप यही समझो अभी कि different areas ही बन जाते हैं. Okay, so pick a subset of 2 routers. Okay, you can create a network. जैसे 5 राउटरों को एक ग्रुप में डाल दिया. Okay, so you can configure all routers to filter out the LSA. Okay, means you can do a proper filtration. और एक और better design था. So this is the last thing I'm discussing about the design in OSPF. So when you see this image, what you guys seen, there is a hub location and there are some spokes. Okay, so the problem in this design, so area 1, area 2, area 3, all the routes are going to this location. So this router is becoming ABR, right?
Yes, sir.
यानी जितने भी routes हैं, all area 1, area 2, area 3 routes are coming to this router, and this router is having a very big database table now. But if you change the design to this design, so you put these links into area 0 and you make these 3 router area border routers, area ABR. So these 3 routers will maintain their database table, and this will not send a lot of information. And the hub site, because it's a main device, hub site को ज़्यादा bandwidth चाहिए ना. Hub is basically headquarter of any company. Now suppose this is Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and this is Pune headquarters. And this Pune headquarters, in this router, Pune router, you need better, what we call, better bandwidth, better memory, better
overhead.
अरे 3 अभी तो बताई थी यार. What was that?
CPU,
CPU, memory, and bandwidth, right? So you need all 3 in your head office. Yes or no? So if you design the topology in this way, that your branch offices are in areas, and then you share routes, and your hub location is in area 0. So what is the benefit? Your hub router will not have a very big database table. समझ रहे हो? तो जो भी ABR router होता है, whatever ABR routers are in the network, they will have high memory, high bandwidth, high CPU. इसको ज्यादा समझ आ रहा है. Okay. And when it comes to the summarization, suppose this is the design you have. मुझे लग रहा है मैं डिजाइन भी साथ में ही पढ़ा रहा हूँ आज. Okay, suppose you have area 1. So you can see we have 4-5 routers here. We have area 2 routers here, area 3 routers here. So when we are going to do summarization, like these 3 routers, वही VLAN concept लगा लो. So you have 172.16, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. All subnets are coming to this router. Here from area 1 also, you will have a lot of routes. From here also, you have a lot of routes. Are you getting now?
Yes,
So we
sir.
are going to summarize on this router because in OSPF, you can only summarize in ABR or in ASBR.
ASPR.
So we'll discuss what is ABR, a router which participates in multi-area. So this is area 1. This is area 2. Tell me this is ABR or not?
Yes, sir.
No, this is not ABR.
No.
Until unless
One interface should be connected to
So area
area.
must be connected to area 0.
yes, ये interview question है. Okay. So people will ask you, okay, area 1 and area 2 is connected. Is this ABR? And this, if you go to British Telecom, उनके written test में भी है.
No.
Okay.
But it could be area ABR if we create a virtual link.
Yeah. So area 1, area 2, virtual link is a, yaar, see, virtual link is not a stable solution. If you read this book again, design book, virtual link is not a stable solution. This is only can be used like for exception. Okay.
Okay.
Just if example, so when you get a fever, then only you eat this tablet, na Dolo, or din raat hi kha rahe ho. Got it? Okay, so area 1, area 2 for virtual link is like a Dolo. Okay, when you get a problem, just fix it and then change the design of your network. Okay, but you cannot rely on the virtual links. अभी ये पढ़ेंगे बहुत अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी है virtual link, but not stable solution.
In interview, if somebody asks, so should we say no?
What?
Like this is it could be ABR or not.
Yes, this is not ABR.
Okay.
So when you have any link in area 0, then it is ABR.
ABR router must be connected.
मतलब
to
ABR के अंदर you should have at least one interface in area 0. So I do remember, like somebody asked me, I think that was I don't know, like AT&T कोई company का interview था. Okay, so they asked me, so you have this router, this is this interface in area 0, this is area 1. Okay, sorry, this is area 1, this is area 2, and you do not have any further or maybe any physical connection. Like you have only 2 ports. Because now you want this router to send or ping this router. So what you will do?
We will create a loopback and make
yes, so
loopback created to area 0.
Yes, so if you create a loopback here and put it in area 0, this automatically becomes ABR, and your area 0, area 1 routes will flow to area 2.
And both are reachable to each other.
Yes. Clear?
Yes.
क्या? Mic off.
Please repeat question.
Yeah, Atul sir, this is Rishi. Sir, just please show me the just because can we run a different process in OSPF and redistribute that can also?
Yes, that you can do.
Yes.
Okay. कर सकते हो.
कर सकते हैं that. But if interview asked, then what we could answer? This one or the we should create a back and advertise in area
See,
0.
process IDs in OSPF is actually used by ISPs. If the यार कौन है किचर पचार Rishi, mic off. Sorry, your mic is not good, man. Send me address. I will send you some mic. Okay. So when it comes to, so he's asking like regarding like when we configure OSPF, so should we redistribute and all? So definitely we can redistribute. Okay. So that's not a big deal. But in redistribution, like why we have to create a redistribution? You need to understand, right? So we'll discuss about redistribution in detail. तो अभी के लिए तो हम देखते हैं आगे. So the process, definitely you can have two routers, and वो जो चीज आप पूछ रहे हो ना, so when you have two process ID or OSPF communication between two process ID, definitely you can do that, but this is not a good design actually. Like I have never seen this type of like companies are using different process ID. Okay?
Yeah, actually, someone asked in the interview that he.
Yeah, we can do that. हम कर सकते हैं.
Sir, could we create a two process ID, two process in a single router?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So protect router and OSPF database from too many LSA sent by misconfigured neighbor. ठीक है, चलें आगे चलें. All good.
Sir, can you explain previous example loopback?
Okay, bro. So you need to understand, like when we configure OSPF, okay? So do you know, like, have you configured a CCNA OSPF till now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you configure this in area 1, what will happen? This maybe if you have a loopback here 10.1.1.1.1, this loopback will reach to this router, right? And this router will create a in OSPF we can have 3 tables. First is neighbor, second is database, third is
routing.
Routing.
Okay. So when you send this 10.1.1.1, it will create like area 2, and when so when we send 20, maybe another loopback 10 dot or maybe like 192.168.1.1, and this also come here, and this router will create 2 tables, database table, area 1 and area 2. So in area 1 you will see 10.1.1.1.1, and in area 2 what you will see 192.168.1.1. Okay, clear? Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes,
And when this information comes into my table, this is called, we will understand LSA, but now you understand in a very simple thing. This is called type 1 root. Okay, LSA 1A. Okay, what is this? LSA 1. So means this LSA 1 cannot jump to any other area. LSA 1 not allowed to go in different area. So they are like kids. They are not allowed to go outside the home or outside the sector. Okay. So they are not allowed to go from one area to another area. Clear? So if these two kids, they want to communicate or they want to share information with each other, right? So they need a parent thing which is called LSA3. Okay, this is Papa. These are kids. So kids cannot go to one area to another area. So this is LSA3. So LSA3, once we create area 0, either by loopback and all, so we will get area 0. Okay, suppose you created a loopback by 172.16.1.1. So this router will have area 0, right? In area 0, you will have 172.16.0.0. Yes? But once we create area 0 in this router, and when router identify, okay, I have already area 1, so automatically the router start making LSA 3. Are you getting? So when we put area 0, then only the router understand I want to transfer the LSA 3. So once this LSA 3 is generated, so area 0, so what will happen? So this route, this information 10.1.1.1 will go into area 0, and this 20 will also go into
area 0.
Are you getting now? So these things, when we are going to do some practicals, okay, then we will able to judge, because I do not want to sometimes like maybe I do not want to say anything wrong. So it's always better to do the topology and see what is happening. Okay. Because I'm not Dirikstra.
Yes.
I have not made this protocol.
So, sir, are we going to deep dive into OSPF at that level, like because LSA, LSDB, and like at that level, like when we says like when the neighborship forms, the hello packet is sent, but unfortunately that is not an hello packet, that is an LSA. I mean, so we are, I mean, I'm just expecting that we are going at that level.
यार मुझे नहीं लगता हमसे ज्यादा कोई डिटेल में जाता है.
I
बस
mean,
सिंपल बात ही बोलूंगा.
I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to clear those things. So just yes. I mean, I have doubt in that.
Yeah, sure. You can ask me anything, bro. Like we will.
That's what my concern.
So you are asking me, are we going to cover the LSA? Like what is going inside the router LSA? What is going into the network LSA? This is what you are asking.
No, actually, my concern is like, as we all knows, like we says the like the neighborship is formed between the two routers by the by first we send the hello packet, but actually that's not the hello packet. That's the link state advertisement, the link state updates that LSUs are there. So that's my concern. So
what do you think LSA's when we send LSA? Yes. So LSA goes into which packet?
LSA goes into which packet? I mean,
so when you see LSU or LSA, what is the difference between LSU and LSA? Do you know?
LSA and LSU. I mean,
LSA is link state update.
Link state LSU is the update.
Okay, understand. LSU के अंदर ही LSA होता है. LSA is like sub packets.
Okay.
Okay, so when we send, okay, so when we say, okay, let's cover these 5 basic packets, then you understand more.
Yes.
Abhi kar lete hain. So this is the last thing for today. Okay, because this is what it looks. Suppose, first of all, you do not get confused. First of all, we need to see how many packets we have. Okay, so let me come up with my all handwritten notes. So first packet in the OSPF is called hello. Second is a DBD.
Database descriptors.
Okay, third is LSR. Fourth is LSU. And fifth is LSAC. Okay. So inside this LSU, you will have a lot of LSAs. LSA1, LSA2, LSA. So these are going inside the
LSU.
Yes.
LSUs.
समझ आया यहाँ तक?
Yes. Yes.
So when you connect 2 routers, so when we send hello, okay, and we send a hello on multicast address 224.0.0.5.
5.
Okay, there is another one which we will discuss in DRBDR. There is a 6 version also.
6.
Okay, so these are the 2 multicast addresses. So first we send a hello multicast packet. Okay, so we send hello packet, and by putting some 5 things which are mandatory in hello packet. First is like what 5 hello parameters bolte hain inko. So in the hello packets, we will check 5 things. So first we will check the area.
Obviously,
like if
the router ID.
we add this router in area 1, this should be opposite side also should be in the same area.
Same area.
Then if you have set a password like
Then
Cisco
authentication
123,
parameters.
you need to have the same password on the other side also.
Yes, the
Okay,
parameters.
but authentication, by default, there are 3 levels: type 0, type 1, type 2. So 0 means no password. So it means when we are sending hello right now, there is no password. So in the hello packet, we will say authentication is type
0.
So when you put a normal password, which is called clear text, which is called type 1, and when you have MD5 secure encryption, This is called type 2 encryption. Clear?
Clear.
So 1, 2, area, authentication, and what else? Hello and dead timer. Hello and
Dead
timer.
so what is the hello timer in OSPF?
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
And dead timer is
40
40 seconds.
okay. Normally this is what we have. Okay. So when we send a hello packet, so it means in the hello packet, we will send our router ID also.
Yes.
Okay. So this is also in the hello packet, but it should not be same. It should be different. So suppose the router ID is 1.1.1. This router is 1.1.1.2. So when we send a hello packet, the hello packet is going on the source IP 1.1.1.1. Then the destination is 1.1.2. Right?
Right.
No. Multicast.
Sir, 22
अभी तो बोला था
24.0.0.5.
224.0.0.5.
So when we send a hello, so the router understand okay because the packet is coming on 224.0.0.5. So if you activated OSPF, so this router will welcome this packet. Yes, I can understand this hello. So once hello is received by this router will check all parameters, area, authentication, hello timer. And in this hello packet, what we'll have? Hello packet ka timer hello is 10. Dead timer is 40. Then we will have which area?
Area
1.
Area 1.
Okay, so area 1. And then which authentication type?
Type 1.
0.
Type 0 is there.
Okay, so then what we have, there is a one more thing which is called MTU. Okay, which MTU? So MTU by default it's 1500, but if you change, you need to have the same MTU on the other side. MTU will be there also. And there is fifth thing which is called stub area flag. Stub area flag. So normally this flag will be 0. Okay, because we will see the stub thing later on. So right now, just suppose stub area is 0 and this side is 0 also. So when you send hello packet, this router will check all the things hello. के अंदर क्या क्या देखेंगे? We will check area, we will check authentication, we will check hello and dead interval, we will check the stub area flag, and we will also check the MTU. All 5 things clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this all parameters should be matched to.
Yes. So if you have any parameter, even if you have a different authentication, this side type 1, the router will not accept and say authentication failure. If you have area different, router will give you error area mismatch. Clear?
Yes, sir. Also mismatch. Then
does it support SAW authentication mode?
Which authentication?
SHA SAW.
SHA, HMAC. I have to check because हाँ करता अभी तो नहीं करता. EAGRP started using it, HMAC. But OSPF I have to check. I'm not sure. Okay, so when we send hello. Okay, so when we send hello, guys. अच्छा हेलो पता है कौन है? जिसने फोन बनाया था उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड. हाँ मजाक नहीं कर रहा है, पढ़ लो जाके.
Yeah, yes, I also heard that news.
न्यूज़ थी क्या ये? Okay. पंजाब केसरी बहुत पढ़ते हो भाई.
नहीं sir, YouTube sir. YouTube.
Okay. I have checked on Wikipedia.
Okay.
ग्राहम बेल था ना इन्वेंटर टेलीफोन.
इतना ना नहीं सर समय होता कि विकिपीडिया देख लें, और समय हो बट वो बहुत बोरिंग सा साइट है. तो
so we send that's my dream website. Someday networking's page or maybe my name will be there on Wikipedia. Okay, so we will send hello. So once we parameter is matched, so this router will say hello. So once we exchange hello, parameters are okay. So we become neighbor. So that information will be stored into which table? Neighbor table. Clear? All good?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So once we are neighbor, and this hello packet is basically used to discover the neighbors. Okay, sorry about my writing. I have just small pen tablet. Okay, so hello, and after that, what we will send, there is a packet called database description. So router will have a very big table, maybe 100 of routes. Maybe this router has 20 network information, and this router may have maybe like in this database table, in this router database table, you may have 15 network information, right? I'm just giving an average. So we will send a DBD. We will not send one DBD. We will send a DBD sequence, like sequence packet 1, then second packet, then third packet. We will send a DBD. Okay. So this DBD, these all three DBD will check inside the database table, and we will compare all these routes. So what routes we do not have, and whatever routes we do not have in comparison with these 20 routes. So we will, from this side, we will send which packet? LSR. Link state request. So DBD is basically send a summary of database. Summary of
database.
Okay, so we will send a summary of database. So once we send a summary of database, the router is going to compare the link state database LSDB. So the missing routes, the routes which we do not have, the missing information will be requested with which packet? Link state?
Link state requests.
समझ आ रहे हैं? All good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, link state request will be used to ask for the information, right? Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So we will, and from this side also, this is, I'm showing you one way, but from this side also, you will send a couple of DVDs. Yes, sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3, like that. And from this side also, you will get LSR. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now these LSR, so suppose this router is saying I need these 5 networks, and this router is saying I need these 3 networks. So these routers, this LSR link state request will go on to router, and now these router are sharing information with each other with the form of LSU. And now these routers are in which area? Area
1.
So inside the LSU, we will use which type of message? LSA?
LSA1. Router
Yes.
LSA.
So with LSA1, I am going to share which networks, my all 20 or whatever networks, like 172.16.1.1. This is another LSA1. Like we will send 172.16.2.1. All go under LSA1, which is called router LSA. Which LSA?
Router LSA.
Router LSA.
Okay, so ये इसके अंदर जा रहा है. Okay, so when LSU goes, okay, so they go with very much information, like in every LSA, in every network, we will have a sequence number. Which number?
Sequence number.
We will have a checksum number. Okay. So we will have a lot of information. We will see under when we will understand the LSA in more detail. So it has a lot of information. It will also have the age, time, at what time the, so all this information will be stored into this router database table. Which table?
Database table.
Because all neighbor will share their LSAs, and these all LSAs will be stored into my link state database. And this network, whatever we are getting, like 172 will be stored into the database. We will write, okay, we just received the sequence number of this is 0x8000000001. Okay. So what is this? This is a number which start from 8000001 something. Okay. So ये आप दिखेगा, आप show IP OSPF database चला के देखना. You can run this show IP OSPF database. So you will see this sequence number. Okay. Suppose right now you have sent, everything is working. Suppose you change the, in this router, in the LAN network, it was 24, but now you made this / value 25. So now for this router, this is update, right? So again, we will send LSU, LSN1. This is a new update. So the LSA1 will go, but this time the sequence number will be 2. But previously in my this router, what this network has a sequence number 1. Whenever there is a change, how router will understand there is a change or not? With the help of
sequence number.
So जब भी कोई नया update आएगा, whenever a new update will come, the sequence increase by 1. Okay, so whenever we change anything, whenever a network is down, whenever a network is up, any change in network, we will keep increasing the sequence number and it will keep running on. And this is why it's good, because if you keep sending the same number, router will not accept. समझ रहे हो? So if you keep sending the same sequence number, router will say, oh, the sequence number 1 I already have, don't send me. So if you send the same LSU with the same sequence number, what will happen to this packet? It will discard it. Router will only accept the LSU with the new sequence number. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अभी start भी नहीं हुआ OSPF.
So neighborship where max and adjacency where max.
That I'll come to. I'll come. Okay, to that. So LSU is basically when you update any information which is called link state database update, right?
Right.
Okay. So under this, a lot of LSAs come which are called a link state advertisement. So LSA is a small packets or small information which is under the big packet which is LSU. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So when you send LSU and when we store the information in the database, we will confirm by sending LS acknowledgement. Clear?
Yes.
Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Means like
Yes,
whenever
sir.
it updates its LSDB, it will send an acknowledgement back.
Yes, yes. Whenever we send LSU, we will get acknowledgement. We will not do acknowledgements of DBD or hello packets. Okay, you can check the Wireshark. I think hello and acknowledgement will not have acknowledgement. DBD will see Wireshark capture. Okay, we'll see. This is LS acknowledgement is like a receipt of the confirmation, right? Like we got the information. This is just a confirmation. We got the information. So let's repeat again. What will happen? We will send hello. So once we say hello to each other, we will send DBD packet, and DBD will not send a full database. We will only share the small information to compare the
routes.
Database.
ये कौन मार रहा है मेरी स्क्रीन पे लाइन है? मैं ऐसी लाइन मारूंगा ना. हाँ, thank you. Okay, clear? So once we compare the DBD packet, okay, so we got to know the missing routes, and that information will be shared by LSR. Okay. But when DBD exchange, we send LSR, we get LSU. So when we exchange a lot of LSU, so what will happen in the end? We will have the same database. What we will have? The same
database.
And this, when we have same database, this thing is called adjacency. What do we call that?
Adjacency.
So it means when the routers are having the same database, that's called adjacency. But when they just exchange a hello packet, that's called a neighbor.
Okay.
Neighbor means just they are neighbor, but they have not asked anything from you. But adjacency means they are doing party with you.
Got it.
You got to know everything, all details of each other.
It's okay.
Come again, sir.
Adjacency matlab ho gaya hai, like everything we have shared, we have same database. Whatever you have in your database table, I have the same thing in my database table. So that's called adjacency.
Full database. Okay.
Yeah. But tell me, if this router 1 and there is another router 3, which will also have, if this router is also in same area, so tell me R1 and R3 is adjacent to each other or not?
If they have the same LSDBs.
I am saying yes. If all 3 routers have same database table, so R1 and R3 are adjacent or not?
Yes, sir.
No.
Only R2 and R3.
Only neighbors which are having same database and they are in full state. We will see the state also after that. So that is basically called adjacency. Okay. R1 and R3 will have the same database table, but will not have the same neighborship. So R3 have to go via R2. So in the database table, you will also know who is sending this information. So like who is your advertising router? So that information will be of R2.
So will only DR, BDR will become adjacencies, or another routers also can become?
All routers will have full adjacency with the DR. DR, BDR पढ़ेंगे यार अभी हम. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Don't jump the gun.
Route OSPF use sequence number to update their self. So means split horizon is not used here.
Yeah, split horizon case in OSPF. Yes, there is no split horizon issue in OSPF. Split horizon means from wherever you send your data, you will not get the data back, right?
So same concept
That
used
was
by
just
sequence number.
Yes, yes.
that was just because of routing by rumor, sir. So they do split horizon.
Yes, yes.
Sir, are you going to teach us sham link?
We'll see, yeah, bro. It's a very in-depth topic, and that's I think cover. We'll see. I'm not sure about sham link.
Okay.
And it's not a very difficult thing. See, if I can cover these things in detail, I do not even if I'm going to cover if I'm sharing the design thing. So I go with the flow. But yes, I do not commit any wrong information. So whatever I do try to provide you as much information I can.
Yes.
Okay. But it's always better to save by saying no rather than saying and putting a lot of fake commitments. Correct?
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So it's just one out of context question. Like,
Yeah, Paul.
If you have some time.
Yeah.
Like जैसे मैं जैसे मतलब currently एक fresher ही हूँ मतलब networking की field में मतलब से just ऐसे in short में अगर आप थोड़ा बता पाते हैं जैसे long term में जैसे
Rishi or Paul?
Yes, sir.
Paul or Rishi?
No, sir. Paul, sir. Paul.
Okay, Paul. Okay, yeah, Paul. Arey, seem to be like from industry, man. You are asking good questions.
No, sir. I'm just fresher हूँ, so वो थोड़ा बस मैं actually field shift कर रहा हूँ इसलिए मैंने बहुत थोड़ा research करा और कोई बात नहीं है sir.
अच्छा, very good, यार, very good. You will have a bright future for sure.
Thank you so much, sir. So मतलब मेरा question ये था सर कि अब जैसे अभी जैसे आपने OSPF में मतलब OSPF basically अपना ये enterprise infrastructure का part में आ जाता है. लेकिन अब जैसे जो दूसरे ब्रांचेस हो गए CCNA के जैसे सर सिक्योरिटी DC कोलैबोरेशन वैसे ऐसे लॉन्ग टर्म में से मतलब ठीक है जैसे राउटिंग एंड स्विचिंग एंड सिक्योरिटी तो चलिए एक बेसिक उसमें आ गया वैसे ऐसे लॉन्ग टर्म में मतलब जैसे ग्रोथ और ट्रेंड के हिसाब से हमें किस फील्ड में जाना चाहिए सर क्योंकि मतलब सर रीजन क्या है कि जैसे एक एग्जांपल के लिए बता रहा हूँ कि सब जैसे कहने की क्लाउड की तरफ सब कुछ शिफ्ट हो रहा है तो जैसे अपन मान लीजिए डेटा सेंटर्स भी अगर अपन सीख लें पर अगर मान लीजिए शुरुआत का जॉब अपना राउटिंग स्विचिंग या सिक्योरिटी का लगा होगा तो डेटा सेंटर वाली जो जॉब अपन करेंगे भी तो उसमें तो बिल्कुल एज अ फ्रेशर अपने को ट्रीट किया जाएगा क्योंकि
देखो जी सैलरी आई एम श्योर एवरीवन इज हियर टू gain knowledge but just not to gain knowledge to become the rickstra. Everyone is here to learn the concepts and to apply into jobs and to boost their salaries.
Yes.
Right. Yes, or maybe to get on the higher CTC or to earn more than their needs. Simple is that, right?
Yes, sir.
So in simple words, see, when you go into enterprise, so you cannot right now, yes, definitely, suppose you got a job after CCNP enterprise, but in the company, they have routers. You are doing the configuration on routers. You are doing the configuration on switches. But side by side, they are asking you to learn Palo Alto because they have Palo Alto in the office. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. Now you try to understand. You have your own knowledge. You are trying to relate with this. Maybe you will not configure OSPF in your whole life. Maybe. Okay. Or maybe on the first job you will get OSPF project. It totally depends what companies you asking you to do. So when you learn CCNP and suppose in company they are asking you, okay, you have good knowledge on OSPF and all, we are taking you in the company, and this company, this is their branch, but they have data center also.
Okay,
right. So when you gain some experience, maybe 1 year here, so you know about Palo Alto, but sometime you go into these devices which are in data center called the Nexus.
Yes, okay. Nexus switches.
Yeah. So these nexus switches are a data center. So maybe your senior is not giving you access because you do not have knowledge. So once you possess your CCNP data center or this stuff, because the best thing is that you are actually having this nexus in your company, right?
Okay,
and if you even have a login access, even you have the basic access, the best thing is, guys, yeah, you can now show off in the resume. Because the resume is something like when your industry, just try to recall what all devices, whatever engineers are listening to me, just try to see what all devices in your company, what read access or the write access you have on all devices. Just write it on paper. Suppose when I was in Apple, I was having access of Nexus. I was access of Palo Alto. I have access of Juniper SRX firewall. I have access to the Cisco ASR router series. Okay, aggregation service router. I have access to the normal routers which are ISR, because this is a very big company. Very big companies means a lot of devices. I have access to Infoblox, which is the DNS. Okay, Infoblox is a very good company. And the best ticketing software, which is ServiceNow, is being used into Apple. Okay, so they have a big another software which are like NetFlow, something like that. Okay, they have a lot of things, man, lot of things. But now, if you have this job, even you have read access. So now, if you can put it all these things into a resume, that's okay. Now, it's time to, now you have added everything into a resume. So now your resume looks like you are the cream, right? You are a top talent. So when you have many things into a resume, you will be considered as the top talent. So your resume will be shortlisted. But when you do some certification, like you put a logos here, I am CCNP certified, I am CCNP data center certified. So now when you are going to apply the different jobs, maybe you apply into a company, maybe Equinix. Okay, Equinix is a very world #1 company into data center. Okay, so Equinix. Okay, so you have a sun-guarded data center. Okay, which is in Pune also in India. Okay, so these companies are like there are a lot of other companies in data centers. So you can apply and then you can show them that I have knowledge on Nexus. Maybe they do not need your maybe Infoblox knowledge. Maybe they do not need your service now, but they will try to relate your profile what they want. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And when you learn the CCNP security or like that, okay, or maybe CCI also if you want, but trust me, guys, CCI is definitely a good certification, but it's expert level. And if you learn CCNP properly, you are 90% CCI automatically. Are you getting now? If you learn CCNP in detail, you are already a CCI. Just this is the exam now. Do one thing today. Check the syllabus of NRC. Check the syllabus of NCore. Okay. And then after that, check the CCI lab content exam. Then you will come to know these two sections are covering 70 to 80% of your lab exam. Are you getting now?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so indirectly, when you are learning CCNP, you are preparing for like your 80 to 90% CCI is already done. But just CCI is a better approach how to give exam and all. So when it comes to like whenever you keep moving into different technologies like enterprise, data center, security and all, so you will have a lot of experience. If you move now, if you have multiple domains, because many people think that they are not working in security, let's not do it. But just imagine if you do it, what will happen? You will have more certification, more knowledge. And when you apply for jobs, you will more chance to get a job. And once 10 years after the line, even you have not worked on security products, but still if you have knowledge, so after that you do some design thing, which I told you, like design certifications like CCDP and all, design professional and all. So once you have design, and even if you get a one CCI also after 5 years or 10 years down the line, I would recommend CCI after 5 years. If you are a TAC engineer, and even 3 years guys can do this also. But at least to give time to yourself, at least 5 years to go for CCI exams. So once you go into design, then you become network consultant. Are you getting now? You become so highest paying jobs into networking are network consultant, network designers, okay, or the advanced stack engineers, the top level of tech team, advanced stack engineers. So these profiles you may get. And Cisco has a team also, high HIIT something, I forgot the name. Yeah, koi Cisco wala baitha hoga. Nitish, are you there?
HTTS.
Yeah.
HTTS, yes, that's the name.
Yeah. Okay, so high technology training, something like that. Okay, so I have maybe 10 of my friends and maybe few students are in this team also. So this is a very good technical team. Okay, so it means you keep learning. Do not think where you will land. Just keep learning whatever. So learn those things where you love. So suppose I actually, just be honest, I didn't like security too much because maybe because of algorithms and this MD5 and all. Okay, but yes, somewhere down the line I have to learn basic about security. But my core interest areas are service provider, the MPLS stuff, the VPLS stuff, how big service provider works. The service provider jobs are also highest paying. Okay, so these also called a network consultant or the service provider engineers. They are also highest paid. So do not run for the money. Money will automatically come. This is a 3 Idiots dialogue, but yes, it's honest and it's a truth. If you keep learning the things, just imagine, guys, a guy who is only having a CCNP or maybe a CCNA knowledge, but agar aaj wo, if he learn the CCNP today, so he will not, don't you think he will raise the level of his profile?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So cloud is nothing when you are going to learn this stuff, when you become a consultant, so these all things are called core. Okay. So these all technologies are called core, and cloud is nothing, just a platform. So when you learn enterprise security, everything, if you learn AWS basic courses like AWS Solution Architect or AWS Solution Architect Professional, so these are the two for network engineers. Okay. So AWS Solution Architect, AWS Solution Architect Professional. Okay. So once you learn this, you understand the AWS all services. You know how to go and how to build networks. And once you have the good knowledge on networking, you can then go for AWS network specialist. Okay. Clear?
Okay.
So once you go and now you know about cloud, now you will be able to create networks into cloud. Suppose you have an office in Delhi, you have a router here, you have a firewall here, you have a LAN network here. So maybe you have 100 branches like that, but now you have shifted all your data center from Mumbai to AWS. So you have hundreds of servers in AWS. So you have added these 4 networks into different VLAN in the AWS. You can have 4 different servers into different VLAN. You can put a F5 load balancer here to load balance the traffic. Okay, if any public users are coming to your servers, you can put a Palo Alto firewall into AWS if you want security. If you want, you can have maybe some other devices. Okay, you can deploy the SD-WAN also, software defined wide area network. You can configure. There is a device called vManage, which will manage all your locations. Okay, just watch SD-WAN video on networking's channel. You will come to know. So you can deploy your vManage also in cloud. So definitely cloud is the next big thing, but core skills are still require, man. A programmer without programming cannot do wonders in cloud. So he will do programming plus cloud knowledge. Then this is cloud programmer. The core network engineer will learn the cloud technologies, cloud platform. And when it learns the AWS network specialist programs and all, then it will become the thing. The problem right now, a lot of network engineers, okay, they are moving to this profile also, which is a DevOps. Have you heard about this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've heard about this.
Okay, this is not for network engineers. This is for 2 guys, the guys who manages Linux servers and the guys who do programming. Are you getting now?
Yes.
Yes, we can learn. There is no limit. DevOps are highly paid jobs. Okay. But if you come from network background and if you try to learn DevOps, you will not learn. You need to learn the pattern, that you need to learn the RHCSA stuff to learn the Linux. Okay. So once you learn the Linux, then you have good understanding on the Linux language. Then after that, you learn about some, you can say, SysOps, AWS certification, which is called AWS SysOps. Okay, with certification AWS SysOps, which is actually helping you to automate the Linux machines and all stuff. Okay, before AWS SysOps, again you have to come back to the solution architect associate. Solution architect associate आपको basic AWS के बारे में बताता है. This will help you to understand the basic AWS solution architect associate. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
The programming guys, those who are doing coding on Java and Python from 10 years, they will do the first course, developer associate. Which one?
Developer associate.
Okay. But yes, if they want to go into DevOps, they need to learn DevOps developer associate, plus they need to learn the AWS solution architect associate. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then they go into AWS DevOps professional. So this is the path of any programmer who want to become a DevOps professional. लो भाई नेटवर्किंग्स के चैनल पे प्रोग्रामिंग की मार्केटिंग होगी. Okay, but we do not have these ones. Okay, don't contact us for DevOps right now. Maybe in few days we will come. But yes, when you want to, so DevOps guys are those who create infrastructure for programmers. मतलब एक प्रोग्रामर ने कोड लिखना है. Okay, suppose a coder wants to write a code, they want to build a setup. Okay, so he want a database. Yes. How one application runs when the database is connected to application, the code is there. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is a backend code, and then this backend code is coming to some front-end technology. I'm sure you guys understand the basic thing, right? So this is all it requires. We need database, we need code, we need front-end and all. So this is what we are building. We are building infra. Yes or no?
Yes.
We need to choose where we are going to put this database. We are going to add this database into Red Hat, maybe. We want to use this code, maybe Code Studio into Amazon. So we want to use some front end, maybe Node, maybe React. So there are a lot of other front end technologies. So when we are building this infra and when this application gets successful, we want to deploy this application to 100 servers in AWS. Because suppose I made a application like TikTok. Okay, I will not make it. But suppose we made it. But if everything is done, the trial is okay, that what we call beta phase is okay, then we want to deploy this application because we got 1 million user. So now 1 million user cannot get from one server, right? We want to scale this by 100 server. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So then this development is DevOps basically comes with a lot of things like Docker. Okay. So Docker, where you are going to store your applications. Container. Okay. Docker is a container. We are going to store the information in the Docker. And when we have 100 server or 100 container, how we are going to manage all these Docker? Docker means small virtual machine, you can say. So how I am going to manage 100 machines? Now I need more technologies like Terraform. Okay, now I need Kubernetes. Are you getting now? Sune hai na naam industry mein?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these actually are like a bulk tools to configure hundreds of servers together. Got it? So when you build the infra for programmers, now the problem is there. Now these programmers are coming and learning the DevOps. They are actually not doing coding now. They are maintaining the infrastructure for other programmers. Means programmers are now becoming the DevOps engineer, and the DevOps engineer with some little or like average knowledge of programming, they can build infrastructure for, and they can scale the application to 100 or 1000 servers. And this is why this is highly paid, because they are not doing coding stuff only. And there are different DevOps engineers also. One, those who do proper coding stuff, and some are not doing that. So this is what I know about cloud and stuff, what we are thinking. But I'm sure you get an idea what exactly I'm trying to say. So when, okay. So just one thing. So when this DevOps engineer is trying to have 4 servers or 10 servers into networking, so DevOps engineer is not able to do that. He will call the guy AWS network specialist. Hey man, can you help me into configuring this device? I want to also secure. Can you put a Palo Alto here? Are you getting now?
Yes, sir. Yes, understood, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
after NRC, can we move after NRC?
Sir, Lokesh here.
Mm-hmm.
I have one requirement. Like, do you have any idea about Wi-Fi survey tool, sir?
What?
Wi-Fi wireless survey tool.
Wi-Fi survey tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are many tools. Like there are like you want to create heat maps.
Sir, actually, my manager asked me. You just check. You just Google it. Which is the vendor having good for Wi-Fi survey tool. Based on that, we can.
So basically, the survey tools. Basically, you have to Google better wireless heat maps.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so do not heat maps are basically when we are designing a floor. So where we are going to deploy the wireless devices.
Okay.
Okay, and we are going to create a map, and these maps are, so the best software to create this, earlier it was Cisco Prime. Okay, so पहले एक software था Cisco Prime. Now this Cisco Prime, it was in Apple also in my office. So we used to create heat maps here. We need to build everything here, but now this becomes DNA.
Okay.
Okay, mostly it becomes the DNA, which is digital network architecture in Cisco.
Sir, I would like to know which is the top vendor for Wi-Fi survey tool. We can.
Solar
My
cheapest.
company is planning to purchase a Wi-Fi survey tool. So.
VoIP or Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi survey tools.
हाँ यही है ना. You can choose, try to go with anyone. You can use the PRTG if you want affordable also.
You can go for Icao.
Which one?
Recently we Icao. Can you sir Google it?
Yeah, tell me. EK.
EKHAU.
HAU.
Heat map, yeah.
अच्छा ये वाला यूज कर लो यार. ये कर रहे हैं तो पैसा लगा के कर रहे होंगे.
Recently, yeah, we have purchased this.
How much is that for?
Price. No, sir, the PU and all detail I don't have, but
okay, give his number. Let me call him right now.
They have like a training video and all.
Okay,
so you can easily.
Oh, it's $10,000, guys. It's just 7 lakhs. Just bought it now.
No, sir. Here it is like Sidekick. So it is a manual survey. So you can see the device. $3,000 something it is. So this is for the manual survey. So I don't think it is required.
Okay, only this software is required.
Correct. So, but still it is 5,000, 6,000.
Yeah, it's so costly, man. Enterprise, do not see 3 lakhs is not a big deal for big companies.
Yeah, so recently we brought it, and with one license you can use into computer 2 system.
Achha, achha.
And they have a lot of video as well, free video, so you can go with that.
You want to deploy the Wi-Fi solution, bro, or you already have devices?
No. We are going to deploy, sir. My manager asked me.
You can use this Ubiquity. Okay, this is like you will get a definitely. I'm not recommending, but I know this company is doing good. You need to check their Unify U survey things. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good sir.
Yeah, iska like in Noida also they have deployed their TAC also.
Good devices, outdoor as well as indoor.
Yeah, Ubiquity is doing good in wireless. And if you want other one, like there is Aruba wireless, you can use this. This is a better product. And Aruba also is like one of the top company into wireless solutions. Okay. This company is under HP. एक और है ना Raksas Wireless.
Rakkas sir. Israeli sir.
Yeah. So you can also check Raksas. Rakkos. Sorry. हाँ Rakkos ठीक है भाई. अच्छा मेरे से पंगे ये बोल के दिखा. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, got it now. So you can try these companies also. They are also have all the software what you are asking, network analytics. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All wireless companies have their tools now to create the wireless heat maps. So survey tool basically mean the company who will build the design, and this ICA who is also, I think it's a good way. But bro, which wireless devices you are using? Who is using Kakahu?
Sir, we are going for Aruba actually.
अच्छा Aruba और इसका फिर integration होगा maybe, right?
No, this is for the heat map. So in this, we can see a multi-vendor, all the big vendors like Cisco, Aruba, and the other product also there. This APs are there. So you can select the APs and then you can design your network.
Great.
Good. Sir, what is Devnet? Cisco Devnet. Yeah.
Devnet is basically
one more question.
Automation or like some kind of, you are going to write some Python or basic programming to automate the network devices. Suppose I told you to, like these guys, Terraform, Kubernetes, these guys will configure the server's Linux machine or some a big application into the Docker and container, right? The same way, the Devnet or the network automation engineers are going to configure the 100 of network devices by using some scripts. Okay. These are called Devnet engineer. Development plus networking is called Devnet. DevOps means development plus operations.
Sir, can you tell me about Zscaler? Can we go for Zscaler after NRC?
Zscaler is not available for training. Okay, because even we are rigorously asking them to become the training provider. But right now they are not providing any training. But yes, Zscaler is definitely a very good career. मतलब career option means
one more thing.
वो cloud security ना SaaS से product है वो.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, sir, do we have any courses for wireless in your NW?
Yeah,
course?
Juniper Mist is also doing good, Vinayak. Yeah. Kya? What?
Sir, in wireless, either in Cisco or in Aruba.
Yeah, Shakti.
Can we do this lab here in your platform for the wireless? Is it possible in EVNG?
We can configure the WLC. Okay. You can configure the WLC, but you need access point, right?
Yes, correct.
So this is why for the configuration, you can definitely explore all the features of WLC, but you cannot see how it is working. Means you can configure everything, but only the test part you cannot do. Rest 90% things you can do.
We can't connect the AP. We can't
Yes.
the AP.
Yeah. This is the problem. Because this is why.
Can I get the number who is using Wi-Fi survey tool, sir? Who is using?
We will create a software this week. It's almost done. We have deployed Rocket Chat. एक बंदा सो गया भाई. जाओ. Okay. See you all guys. Bye. Good night. Can you help me when I download an RC? I go to print. कोई नहीं कल देखते हैं यार अभी मैं क्लोज कर रहा हूँ सेशन. Okay guys, and those who want to join OSPF BGP MPLS, and please and if you have any referrals, if you have any friends who want to learn OSPF BGP MPLS, share this today video from YouTube to your friends. Thank you. Bye. अरे क्या हो गया सुमित? अब लास्ट क्वेश्चन जल्दी पूछ ले यार.
Sir, what my VPN, sir? I'm trying for 2 days, sir, but I'm not.
अरे VPN वीडियो देखो, एक YouTube में डाली हुई है मैंने. CCNA में पढ़ाया था.
Actually, sir, we are not using any switch and router, sir.
अच्छा. वो कल डिजाइन दिखाना मुझे कुछ है ना. फिर देखते हैं.
Okay.
कुछ लेके आना,
Okay.
कुछ डायग्राम बना के फिर पूछना. Okay, bye.
I just make a rough diagram or layout.
Sure.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Abu Bakar, you can check the videos into the portal, please. Okay, everything is uploaded. Lokesh, I will arrange something. Okay. Thank you. Bye.